going to talk about Hinduism. What is Hinduism? And what's this diamond-shaped country? Well, let's find out. Dun, 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 dun. Alright, my name is Shin if you're still wondering, and I hope you'll enjoy this video. Hinduism is a religion that started thousands of years ago. We don't know exactly when it started, but we know it took a long time. There were a lot of common beliefs. One of the common beliefs, and one of my favorite ones, is reincarnation, which means rebirth. Reincarnation. Right. And as I said earlier, reincarnation is rebirth. And this leads us to our definition of another thing, karma. What is karma? Well, karma is the basic and order of things in the universe. And well, let me give you an example. If someone lives a good life, then he will go for, and this next life, reincarnation, will do the same thing. But if he lives a bad life, he will do the same thing in his next life. I'm trying to stick mine here. Well, basically like that. And usually families are the same things as these ones, so. Alright, let's get started. Alright, now that we got a basic introduction to Hinduism, let's get started. Hinduism is a religion that doesn't only include a few races, it has multiple races. It can be whites, it can be any gender, boys or girls, it can be even blacks. Even Albert Einstein was once a Hindu. Really, Albert Einstein is my hero. Ooh. But so, I really like this Albert Einstein guy because he was in Hinduism, and Hinduism got my favorite common belief, reincarnation. As I said earlier, just watch that part if you forgot about it. But still. And now Hinduism is also a religion that can be for a lot of noblemen. Now let's go to our caste system. Let's go with the caste. And let's compare it with other caste systems. Alright, caste systems. So there are a lot of different types of castes. I'm gonna go for English definition for these ones, not the Indians, just to keep it simple. Alright. The first one are the priests. Why priests? Well, it's because the priests are the ones that can only connect to God and were the only ones who can know the secret of man's goals. So they were very respected. Two were the knights and kings. Why knights and kings? Well, this is because knights and kings, because they say that they are the same value. Only the king has a greater value. Knights are the warriors of the country. Usually we're gonna talk about India now. And also kings sometimes can be warriors too. That's why people put the kings in this caste too. And well, here's the bad thing if you become a warrior. If you are a warrior, you can't marry any other girl in another caste. Usually boys are only allowed in this caste. So they can't even talk to their loved ones unless their loved ones are the same caste, of course. Moving on to our next caste. This is where the servants live. This is where the servants live. If you think that the servants is the worst job, well, no. Well, next one is the commoners. Commoners, which are just the common people of the country. And in the last one is the really unlucky ones. They are the Dalits, more better known more better known as untouchables. Or outcasts. And speaking of outcasts, any foreigner who goes into a country will become a Dalit. Dalit. So I'm a bit scared when I go to a place where this caste system is allowed. Caste system is allowed, yeah. And speaking of caste, let's compare it to our other caste systems, like Egyptian caste systems. For the Egyptian caste systems, there are a lot of things. They're basically like this, only they were different. For the Indian caste system, people who are born in a usual caste will usually just stay in that caste. While in other places, like in the Egypt caste system, people such as the peasants can, if they save enough money, they can buy themselves out of trouble into another caste. Let's say that you're an Egyptian, if you are an Egyptian Dalit, and you saved enough money. You saved enough money to buy yourself into another higher class. Yeah. And then you did that, and then you become like a servant or a knight, but still, if you have enough money. And well, in India, it's very different. You just stay there. If you're born as a priest, you'll become a priest. If you're born as a knight or a king, you'll become a knight or king. If you're born as a servant, you'll be a servant forever, and then, well, so on. Dalits, however, are like the peasant, but they are not considered to be members of society. They do the worst job, such as working with cow dung or other poops. Yes, and well, they can't even marry other people in society. They can marry the people from their caste. Usually, the knights can't marry others, and then they die without an heir. Dalits were, as I said earlier, the peasants of India. Well, let's compare the Indian Dalits with the Egyptian peasants. Well, the Egyptian peasants can buy themselves out of their caste, and they can even marry other caste systems. Let's say that a peasant could marry, the Egyptian peasant can marry a merchant, and they can do that in Egypt, but not in India. There's a lot of talk about this, so I'm gonna make this in another video probably. Alright, let's get back to Hinduism. Hinduism also has a lot of their own Bibles, such as the Hindu Bible, and the people who worship Hinduism are Hindus, called Hindus. And well, that's my video on Hinduism. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next video. Shanhan out!